Just when you thought Disney couldn't make a bigger mess of the Star Wars franchise, they're back at it trying to retcon the origins of the entire sequel trilogy.
Maybe we should just move on.
Disney is so desperate for financial gains that they're willing to rehash and rewrite the storylines that made a direct mockery of the original 6 films created by George Lucas. Let's break down this train wreck. Disney's financial woes are no secret. They can't rely on Disney World forever, and their once reliable IP assets are falling short. Pixar's Inside Out 2 hit $1 billion, but that's not enough to carry the weight. The once mighty Marvel Cinematic Universe is losing its sheen, and Indiana Jones? Well, let's not even talk about that last debacle. Now, Disney's pinning its hopes on a couple of Star Wars movies in the pipeline, desperately trying to recapture the magic and the moolah of the sequel trilogy.
Wait, what? That's terrible.
Yeah, that's not what we want.
First up, we've got Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin headlining the heir to the Empire film that's intended to wrap up The Mandalorian instead of giving us a 4th season. Honestly, this might actually be a decent idea given how atrocious Season 3 was. Because let's face it, that season was a train wreck, and dragging it out any longer would have been torture. But Disney don't think you can just slap the Star Wars logo on anything and expect fans to flock to theaters. At least, not forever. Just because this movie might save us from another dreadful season doesn't mean it's a guaranteed hit. Spoiler alert, Disney, you still need to deliver quality content. But the real kicker is bringing back Daisy Ridley as Rey. Yes, the poster child with poor writing and nonsensical plot twists. The new film, tentatively titled New Jedi Order, will follow Rey's mission to build, you guessed it, a new Jedi Order. Because the last time they tried this, it worked out so well, right? But Rey is a strong, independent female character, so she will do it right. And as part of this desperate attempt to salvage her character, Disney's rolling out new material to fill in her backstory and retcon the mess they made with the rise of Skywalker. Now, the Marvel Comics is releasing a new 4-part series titled Star Wars: Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, because nothing screams we're out of ideas like going back to Jakku, the most boring desert planet since Tatooine. This series promises to chronicle the events after Return of the Jedi, delve into Rey's origins, and tie up the loose ends from the rise of Skywalker. It's like they're trying to put a band-aid on a blaster wound. The synopsis reads like a fan fiction fever dream. Luke, Leia, and the New Republic face a new threat. Leia makes a startling discovery on Endor, and a defiant Imperial takes center stage. Oh, and let's not forget the introduction of the Acolytes of the Beyond, because we definitely needed more random villains to clutter the storyline. The new villain's connection to Darth Vader is supposed to be the hook, but let's be honest, it's just another desperate attempt to milk nostalgia for all it's worth. Alex Segura, the writer, is hyping this series as an unbelievable honor to tell this lost story of Star Wars history. He promises an epic scope involving all the major characters and some exciting new additions. He claims their goal is to make this adventure stand shoulder to shoulder with other stories of the era. Sure, Alex, because what we really need is another attempt to reframe the aftermath of the Battle of Endor and introduce a new menace. But as the Empire collapses, a new darkness arises. How original. I mean, sure, if you write it well, I'm all for it. But this is Disney we're talking about. Now we need to talk about the fandom. Star Wars fans are notorious for their resistance to altering existing canon and introducing new characters, and for valid reason. Disney's constant meddling has already alienated a significant portion of the fanbase, and this new retcon effort is likely to be met with skepticism at best and outright hostility at worst. The idea of delving into Rey's backstory might sound appealing, but let's face it, it's just another attempt to polish a turd. Disney's latest attempt to salvage the Star Wars franchise by retconning Rey's origins is a desperate, pathetic move. They're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, but all they're doing is making a bigger mess. The Mandalorian movie, the new comics series, and the retcon of Rey's story are all signs of a company that's lost its way. Instead of creating new, compelling stories, they're rehashing old ones and hoping for the best. Stop ruining Star Wars with your half-baked ideas and poor execution. Give the fans what they really want. Well-written, original content that respects the legacy of the franchise. Until then, we'll just have to watch in horror as you continue to butcher what should have been an easy win.